Good afternoon / good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the Dicky Fishes channel. Today is Friday the 8th of May. It is currently around 20 past 6 and it's another afternoon / evening after work session. On Fridays at my workplace I finish slightly earlier, so grab the chance to drive back home, get all my kit, smash it back down here. And where is here? Here is Chesil Beach, of course, as you can tell by the pebbles, and it is Abbotsbury. I would say I'm about halfway towards the Dragon's Teeth, and yeah, I'll be fishing probably late into the night, probably 10:30, maybe even 11. I don't really have anything on super early on the Saturday, so yeah, I'm going to take this opportunity to see what's out there. Now, it's not the best tides, it's falling tides, and we're fishing small tides, to be honest with you. So that's not fantastic, but you know, I got to take my opportunities where I can because my time is limited. Anyhow, we are fishing 2 rods, as you have seen in my introductory B-roll. I have wetted my lines, as I always do right at the start of my sessions, and on my first rod out I have an earth rig with 20-pound amnesia, that's about 5 foot long, attached to the end of it is a 4.0 circle hook with a mackerel head. Now I really want a bass. I really want a bass. Whether I get to keep it or not sure, but I have to catch one first. Anyways, that's out there about 20 yards, really close in, and I'm going to leave that for a while, an hour, maybe slightly over an hour, and then I'll change it out for another mackerel head. So that right hand rod, that first rod I casted out, that's going to stay as for the most part it'll stay as an earth rig with a bit of mackerel. I might change it out to my favourite rig, as you may know, that's the pulley dongle, but we'll see. And on the left hand rod, the second rod I casted out, that's gone quite far out on a short 2-foot pulley dongle, and again that's on a bit of mackerel. So yeah, essentially 1 in 1 out, and let's see what's out there. Thanks for joining me. Okay, so more on the conditions that we face today. Like I said to you, it's Friday the 8th of May, falling tides, and they're quite small tides, but yeah, just giving it a go. It's we've got a southeasterly wind. On average it's not very windy, it's about 16 to 18 kilometers per hour, but it is quite gusty actually. That's averaging around 26-28 kilometers per hour, and it's bringing a bit of a chill to Abbotsbury, though it's not enough to kick up the water. It's actually fairly calm at the moment. We're currently sat at pretty much low tide. High tide is around 11 o'clock or 11:15 tonight, so we'll be fishing from low all the way up till high. And yeah, I'll turn you guys around to give you a perspective of the conditions. There we go, there's my footsteps because I went to get some water. I've got a bucket with me. But yeah, as you can see, there's a little bit of movement, but generally flat. Not too much of a dump at the end, at the edge of the water, which is always nice. But yeah, that is the conditions. And to the left of me, I've actually just been joined by my dad, who's come after work as well. So I'll let you guys know if him and I catches anything. Fingers crossed, that would be nice. But yeah, it would be really nice to catch something. May and pretty much most of April hasn't really fished very well for me. I don't know how it is, how it's been fishing for you guys, but I hope much better, because my last session I had 2 dogfish. That was another after work session that was around 5 hours long, 4 or 5 hours long. But yeah, 2 dogfish right at the end of the session as it got dark. And the 3 previous sessions before that, I blanked. I stank the place out. It was It was all on Chesil, though dotted around Chesil. One was at Ferrybridge, I believe. The other one was at West Bexington, and the other one I think was Cogden, I think. But yeah, completely stanked the place out, blanked. But that's fishing. It could be, you know, we've had quite a long stint of easterlies. That could be the reason why there's not much fish. There is a saying out there, when the wind blows east, it fishes least. I don't know if I got that right, but something along that lines. And it certainly held true for those 3 sessions. Other than that, it could be that it's an awkward time of the year where the winter fish have pretty much gone and the summer fish haven't quite arrived yet. But yeah, things will hopefully pick up quickly as the year goes on. I'm hoping that the end of May will bring some really good fishing. But yeah, like I said, we're just out here to give it a go. Welcome to the igloo abode. I'm just going to not bait up, well, I am going to bait up, but prepare a third rig, which I'm going to stick out right out there on my left hand rod, which will be my long range rod. I'm essentially going to stick to dongles and earth rigs tonight, though I am going to chuck a few feathers out there for mackerel. I would like some fresh bait because in my opinion nothing beats fresh mackerel as bait here on Chesil Beach. Here we have another pulley dongle. This time I'm stepping it up to 4 foot, just mixing it up, seeing what works. Now, I always like to stretch out my rig bodies and hook snood, hook traces, whatever you want to call them, just because I think it helps with, or helps mitigate tangles, and also, and consequently, you get better bait presentation out there. At least that's just my belief. Logically, it makes sense. In practice, no clue if it actually does that. Would be cool to go out there, dive out and see what my bait presentation looks like out there on the bottom of the ocean. But yeah, I can only theorise. I'm sticking to 6-ounce grippers tonight, other than on my earth rigs, which will be on 4 5-ounce hybrid / pyramid leads. ASSO Ultraflex rig body and hook trace. Rig body is £80, the trace is £50. 3/0 circle hook, 300-pound braid as my dongle, and it's around 70mm long, including the loop. I don't particularly like massive baits, so I've gone ahead and cut that fillet in half, and what I'm going to do is get my shepherd's crook, stick it on the shepherd's crook, and I like to have the fleshy side of the mackerel facing the outside, so in other words, I have the skin side of the mackerel facing together, trapping the dongle braid. I don't like really winding and mummifying my dongle baits. I know it doesn't look like it right now, but that's because I like to whip on a fair amount at the bottom and snap that off, and at the top of the dongle by the hook, just to prevent the hook from flying away. The hook, I meant the bait, from flying off the dongle braid upon cast and upon impact with the water. Now I'm just going to neaten this bait up. Right, essentially that is the bait up. Pretty much an identical bait up to the second rig I put out there. So yeah, that's now all prepped, and I'll smash that out in probably 5-10 minutes time. Okay, let's go ahead and reel in the left-hand rod, which is all the way out there. I didn't see any bites, so it's likely there's nothing on here. But it's mainly to change the baits and also check the state of the bait I've put on there. It's still mostly intact, so that's good news. That's been out there, I'd say, 40 odd minutes, maybe even longer. But it's near enough intact, so that's good signs. Let me just change that out and put that 4-foot pulley rig on there with the same bait, bit of mackerel. You may have noticed that I'm rocking 2 fixed spool reels today. Now, I do just very slightly prefer multipliers. I think they're just that bit more fun and a bit more challenging to use. Thus, as a result, I find that it's a bit more rewarding when I catch on a multiplier. Now, I do have to say, I personally find them a lot more difficult to use than fixed spools. And I'm talking about modern fixed spools here. Modern fixed spool reels are just incredible. They are so good. Keeping within the context of fishing, now I'm not talking about tournament casting or anything like that, but to me, in most venues, to reach the distance where the fish are, a modern fixed spool is plenty. It'll put your bait where you need it. So yeah, I think they're so much easier, modern fixed spool reels, compared to any multiplier out there. But yeah, I do from time to time rock either a mixed setup, so a multiplier and a fixed spool, or full multiplier or full fixed spool. Anyways, bit of a tangent. Let me just go ahead and bait up this 2-foot pulley dongle. I think I'm gonna stick some I think half a squid on here. I'll bring you guys back later. Right, so small change of heart here. Instead of mackerel, I've gone with a bit of prawn and a strip of squid on my 2-foot pulley dongle. I'm actually going to bring that left-hand rod in, right-hand rod, which has my earth rig, 5-foot earth rig with a mackerel head on it for a bass. I'll bring that in because I've not seen a bite, and it's been well over an hour since I've chucked that out there. I think I'll put that 50 yards or less. Yeah, let's give that a try. Anyhow, you may have noticed earlier that I chucked some feathers out. Luckily, I managed to achieve one of my targets or goals for this evening, and that's catch fresh mackerel to use as a bait. As soon as I landed it, dispatched of it ASAP so that it's not suffering, which is what we should do if you're planning to use fish as bait or take it home. And also it was in size there's data out there to suggest that mackerel out in the Atlantic, they are not doing very well at all. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think their population is down by up to 75%. I'm not sure if I remember that right, so again, don't quote me, but anyhow, they're not doing well. So where we can, don't keep more than you need, and also make sure that it's within the size limits, minimum size limits. I'll chuck a photo up in a bit to show you that that mackerel was well within size. Yeah, I think the minimum size limit for mackerel is 30 centimeters, and yeah, I'll show you a photo of that to prove. But anyways, it was a healthy mackerel that's in my bucket of water right now. Although it's well dispatched, I've kept it in there just to keep it a little bit fresh, and that'll be used once that sun starts to dip down a little bit more, and take advantage of the fresh bait for, hopefully, fingers crossed, a nice big fish. Now I've just had a look at my right hand rod, and it's looking fairly slack. Come on, be something. Nope, doesn't feel like it. Feels pretty light and is coming in very easy, so no sea bass, unfortunately. That would have been nice. Just gonna pop my what I call my casting glove. It's just an Amazon gardening glove that I use as a casting aid. I don't really get on with thummies or actual casting aids for some reason, so I choose to use bamboo derived gardening gloves. Nice and cheap, and they serve multiple purposes, like picking up fish that I don't particularly want to touch directly. I could probably just overhead thump this to the 50-yard mark. That's more than 50 yards. Whoops. that went around 70, I would say. Maybe even 80. But yeah, I'm just going to leave that out there. It casted well. Too well. Right, so I was just preparing another pulley rig, a 5-foot pulley rig, and I saw my left-hand rod, which is the one that's 70 yards out or so, that's on a prawn and squid, has just started twitching about. I think there is a fish on there. It might still be on. Now I have just faffed around and put my mic gear and put the camera on, but let me see if I can get you guys a glimpse. Oh, can you guys see that? There we go. Yep, it's still on there. Fish on. Let's go. Right, let's just reel in and hit. Oh no. I don't think it's on there. I think we missed it, guys. Something's had a go. Ah, let's see what's going on here. Right. So something's definitely had a go at this bait, but what's happened here is the bait elastic has actually caught onto my rig, and it's essentially strapped the bait onto the rig body. So I don't think that bait was presented properly out there in the sea, so that's my bad. That's awful. But you can see, look, that bait, that prawn and squid, is smashed. Let me quickly get another one of these out there, and hopefully we can pick up whatever that was nibbling away at this. Okay, so I've rather hastily put another prawn and stripper squid on the same exact rig, the short 2-foot pulley, in hopes that whatever that was nibbling away at the previous squid and prawn is still out there. I'm going to do the exact same thing. Nice, easy overhead thump. feather it down and boom. Fingers crossed that thing, whatever it was, probably a dogfish, is still skulking around. I'm rather annoyed at myself with that poor bit of bait presentation. Obviously my fault that that bait was bundled up in bait elastic after saying that I try not to mummify my bait, but clearly it was one wine too many for that in that occasion. But the good news is there's life out there. Right folks, bring you guys back because again, as I was sorting out my spare rig in the background, my right hand rod is going. Now this has kept dropping slack earlier, but there was no obvious bite indications. I don't know if you can see that. It's doing it, well, there's bite indications now, but earlier there wasn't. I thought it was just, this rod's quite stiff, so I thought it was just the rod pulling the lead out. Though there isn't much tide out there at the moment. So yeah, kept winding in, kept going slack, and now it's giving us some certain signs. I'm just gonna tighten this one up and see if I can get you guys a good bite. It's going slightly, there we go. Yep, I think that's a fish on. Hopefully, guys, hopefully I can actually land this one. Let me just tighten down into it. Feel it out, yep. There's a pull. You know what, let's just, let's see what's going on. I think that is a fish on. With dongles, you just want to wind into it and then slowly lean in. Bringing it in. Oh, no, yes. Oh, let me just secure this fish and get it on land. Right, let's not drag it up the beach. And here we are. Of course, the ever popular Chesil Beach dogfish. Just quickly T-bar him off, nice and easy. That's why I love dongles. There's a lesser chance of the fish absolutely swallowing the bait and deep hooking themselves, which I really dislike. As you may know, I like to mostly do this for fun, bit of sport, and not really to feed myself or my family or anyone else. And obviously this dogfish is going back. I'm very thankful for this dogfish. I do like dogfish because they do me well for saving blanks. And yeah, he's got some nice colours on him, nice spots. I think it's a dogfish. I'll just give you guys a quick close-up of its nasal flaps. Don't know if you can see that there. I think it's a dogfish, but let me just quickly chuck him back. Believe it or not, I'm actually very happy with that result. I think that's what was on my first bite indication. Yeah, it was definitely a dogfish. It was a very dogfishy bite, but very happy with that. I have beaten the blank, as you may. So yeah, very happy. Again, let me just get another rig out there and get that. I'm lost for words, really. I'm just so happy that I've broken the blank. Anyways, another bait out there. Cheers. Okay, I'm finally managed to get a good 4 seconds without being interrupted by a bite indication, and I've brought the good stuff out. Considering it's we're getting into the witching hour, I want to maximise my chances now. And what I meant by good stuff is I'm now using the fresh mackerel that I caught earlier on feathers, and I'm going to try and give this a really good swing out there. And as you can see in the background, that sun is definitely dipping down. All right, here we go. Wowee. That is most certainly out there. I'm on that crinkly line, meaning I've definitely done well on that cast. Let me just set that a bit. Come on, let's see something very decent. Come on, Chesil. Show me your bounty. Okay folks, just bringing you guys back. It is currently 5 minutes to 10, so we're around an hour and a half away from high tide now, and as you might be able to see, I've got a bite on the left hand rod. Oh. Is it on here? I might have done it again. I think this fish has eluded me this time as well. Yeah, okay. I see what's happened there. It looks like the fish has nibbled away at the bait and pushed the bait down nearer the bottom of the dongle, so it meant that the bait is actually further away from the hook, so it would have made it quite hard for the fish to swallow the hook as well. I'm not sure if you guys can see that too well, but yeah, that bait is right near down the bottom of the dongle, and something definitely had a go at it. Right, let's just bait up and get another rig out there. Right folks, good evening. It's now just gone 10:30, so 45 minutes before high, and I have a bite. Hopefully I was able to pick that up on camera. It's on my left hand rod. That's on the long distance rod, by the way. It's on mackerel and squid, as I have been for most of the day and night. But yeah, it's not giving any more indications, so we'll see if it's on there. I'll wind into it and see what's going on. Even if there isn't a fish on there, I'm ready to rebait this rod anyways. I've got a spare rig, so it's kind of good timing. Right, I'm gonna have to chuck my head torch on, and hopefully I remember to turn it off before bringing you guys back fully. Let's just wind into it. Another missed bite, I think. What is going on? That is strange. The bait is still nicely positioned on the dongle braid, so I don't really see what's happened there. Anyhow, let me just stick a new rig on this one. I've switched back to prawn and squid for this next one. Right, let's try and pendulum this then, eh? Swing out. Decent. That felt a good cast. As I was just casting out the left-hand rod out at distance, I have an inquiry on my right-hand rod. I've just overhead thumped this one. It's completely dark, so I have no clue how far it went. But I guess probably 60 yards, 70 yards. I'm not using any glass tip rods today. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but it's bouncing away nicely. Oh, it's pulling. There we go. I hope you guys can see that. Yeah, let's smack into it. Let's give this one a keen winding. Yep, we're in. There we go. Nice bend in that rod. This rod is actually new to me. Well, bought second hand, but new to me. So this is me christening it. This will be its first fish. I do suspect its first fish. First fish will be a dogfish. But it's a fish nevertheless. And let's see, what's this? Da 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 da. Yup. Now I don't want to drag it up the beach, so let me just stick my reel on my setup down and go get that fish for you guys. Oh, right, there you have it. Dogfish numero dos. Yeah, nice to christen that rod. So let's quickly just get this dogfish back in the sea. Cheers, everyone. Welcome back, people. The time is near enough 10 to midnight. It's roughly 35 to 40 minutes into high tide, and you would have just seen me reel in conger eel just earlier. Very happy to see a conger eel. I haven't hooked into conger eel in a long time. So it's very nice to see that, just another species to today's session. So now that tallies as 2 dogfish and a conger eel. Now that conger was a bit small, so you could probably count that as a strap conger, but nonetheless very happy to see it, and I'm very satisfied with today's session. It's like most of my session, just a chill one. a little bit longer this time around because I don't have work tomorrow and I don't have to be up particularly early. So yeah, it's just been a lovely evening and night of fishing. It's been probably my most bountiful session of most of April and May so far. I know it's only the start of May, but yeah, it's been the most successful session in about 4 weeks really. It's not fished very well for me. Chesil has the past 4 weeks, but there we are. It's all good. It's a blessing to be out here nonetheless. But anyhow, I'm bringing you guys back to give you my outro because me and my dad will likely pack up in the next 15-20 minutes or so. I've just casted out a short distance, and that's on my earth rig, a 5-foot earth rig with a chunk of mackerel, simply bound up with a bit of Baitex and just hooked the circle hook into it. No dongle, nothing. Just a very simple setup. But yeah, I think we'll pack up very soon. And I'd like to give a shout out before I go to everyone who liked and subscribed. My previous video has been by far my most successful. I now have 41 subscribers, and that previous video of mine had so many more views than my second video on the channel. So thank you all for liking and subscribing. I only really do this for fun. I fish for fun. I film myself for a bit of banter really, just a bit of a pastime. I do like to share my adventures. And if the byproduct of that is other people enjoying my content and my activities, then yeah, I'm buzzing about that. I'm super happy. So yeah, thank you all for liking and subscribing. I hope you like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. If you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I shall catch you all in the next session. Good night, everybody.